Namaste, my name is Dhieyo and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to give you some information about feathers and spirituality, how you can use it to grow spiritually. Okay, the importance of feathers. Now we all have seen a lot of cultures wear feathers around the head, like Native Americans. You know, when they are in their ceremonies and all, they're always wearing a lot of feathers. The chief of the tribe wears a lot of feathers over their head, especially for their ceremonies. Now what happens with an eagle feather or a kite feather or a hawk feather, depending on the region that you're living. So let's, for example, talk about the eagle feather. Okay, now humans are not the only one who are on a spiritual journey. Every animal, every bird is. So all these birds that fly really high carry a lot of higher perspective knowledge, okay, of what this life is all about. So when they gather all that information, it is stored in their feather, especially in the part, that white part that holds the feather. Okay, it's a hollow thing. If you look at it closely, you'll see that it's hollow from inside. So all the information is stored there. Okay, so when the bird sees that, okay, now this information is ready to go down to this person that I see is on this path, they will drop that feather in a place where you will come across it. Okay, so it has a lot of importance. So next time if something like this happens and you find a feather of one of these birds that fly really high, make sure you take that feather. Okay, so when you're meditating, when you're sitting in your meditation, your spinal cord acts like an antenna, okay, to connect to the higher sources. Now what you do is, you tie a band around your head and you attach the eagle feather right behind your skull, where it is in the straight line to your spinal cord. So it becomes like an extension of that antenna. You know, like these old cars and radio sets where the reception is not clear and you pull the antenna out for the reception to come clear, and it does come clear. So it's exactly the same thing. Okay, so now you're gathering all the information what that bird has carried, and now you're carrying more information also. Okay, so this spiritual knowledge that you're gathering from yourself and from the knowledge of that bird, okay, can be shared with everyone. It's not going to harm anyone. It's just the good part of spirituality, where you can share this knowledge with everyone. So all the shaman, all the Native Americans who were so openly wearing it and showing it to people, was that, look, we've gathered all this good information, we have all this wisdom with us. Okay, but then there is knowledge that you cannot share with people. Okay, that's called a secret knowledge, or society, because you're not sharing it with them and you're practicing it on your own, they call it the occult. Okay, this is a secret society. They're practicing all bad magic and black magic and all. So now when you want to gather some mystical knowledge, okay, mystical powers, some shaman powers, okay, you need to take or look for a raven or a crow's feather. Okay, if it's on your path and you find a crow's feather or a raven feather, that means you are inclined. Okay, a purpose of your life over here is also to gather that knowledge, to make use of it. Okay, so what you can do is, same thing, you take that raven or the crow's feather and you attach it again to the back of your head, and that's when you start getting a lot of mystical knowledge, a lot of mystical powers, okay, which you can use for yourself. Okay, these powers are not shared with people because they can harm themselves or somebody else with it. So it's never shared with people unless they are ready for it. Unless you find somebody who's on that path and wants to know about it, and you can trust that person, this person is going to make good use of it, then you can share that knowledge with that person. And why a crow or a raven? Because crows and raven have that ability to immediately move on to a next dimension and come back, get some information from the next dimension and come back. They're also some of our ancestors, the spirit of our ancestors in them. Okay, so if a bird can easily go to any other dimension and come back, can you imagine the amount of information that bird has to share with you, to give it to you, especially if you're always surrounded by ravens and crows. Like around my house, I'm always surrounded by ravens and crows, loads of them. Okay, so if you see these signs, that means there is some part of you that is inclined towards it, and you should follow it. Okay, so please try this out when you're meditating. If you come across, make sure you're not going and buying one of these, or especially going and looking for it. If it's on your path, pick it up, make use of it, tie it at the back of your head, make sure it's on the same line as your spinal cord, and you'll see some difference, you'll see a change in it. But if it's related with the mystical part of spirituality, then make sure you keep it with yourself. Don't even talk about it to your friends and family or any other people that, okay, this is what I've gathered. Alright, so yeah, please try this out. If you like this video, give it a like. Subscribe to my channel. Until I see you again, have a good life. Namaste.